Hey guys, I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded. About 2 weeks, a little bit more maybe. The NBA trade deadline finished about a day ago, maybe two. Just going to be going through all the trades that happened, my thoughts, and so yeah, I'm gonna be doing this all in one take, just freestyling, just a bit more relaxed, so just chatting with you guys. So let's just jump straight into it. NBA trade deadline. So yeah, I'm just going to be reading through an article, going through every single one. We'll start with the first one, which was Victor Oladipo going to Miami. And the Rockets got Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, and I think it was two draft swaps. Oh no, it was only just one draft swap. On this is probably I think from the Rockets' perspective, this might have been the worst or the biggest failure of an attempt to trade a superstar. Um, Essentially, they traded, when it's all said and done, they traded James Harden for a pretty washed Avery Bradley, Kelly Olynyk, and a couple picks. That's pretty sad. If I'm a Heat fan, I'm stoked. To get Victor Oladipo, yeah, he might not be in his prime anymore, but he fits that Heat culture, to the dot. So I think he's going to fit in really well there, and the Heat are going to be very, very good. I'll check what standings they're at the moment. They're at the 8th seed as of now, 22 wins, 24 losses, right underneath Boston with 22 and 23. I honestly, when the season's done, I don't expect Boston or Miami or Indiana to be 7, 8, and 9 seed in the East. But you never know. This season's been pretty wild so far. But yeah, if I'm a Heat fan, I'm very stoked. Next trade, we got JJ Redick to Dallas. So the Mavericks got JJ Redick and Nicolo Milai, and the Pelicans get James Johnson, Wesley Iwundu, and a 2021 second round pick. Look, I actually really did like JJ Redick on the Pelicans, but the Mavs, this is a pretty big pickup, I reckon, for the Mavs. It could help a lot there on his perimeter shooting, and just giving them more options offensively. Honestly, not the biggest trade, but yep. So there's that one. Next one was the Hornets. So Brad Wanamaker gets traded to the Hornets, and the Warriors, to be announced what they got. So probably not much, probably a couple draft swaps. It does hurt to see Brad Wanamaker getting traded like this. He was on Boston not too long ago. I like him. I do think other teams in the NBA can value what he does, but I also think, coming from a fan's perspective, they don't really understand the sort of value that he gives off outside of the box score. So that's a good pickup for the Hornets. He's a good veteran presence as well. So their rookies at the Hornets they're gonna be well with that. And also it's good to see Hayward and Wanamaker reunited as well. Next one we're up to is Terrence Davis going to the Kings. Raptors get a future second round pick. I'm not sure what the Kings are doing this season. They've had a couple little highlights. I know they beat Boston a couple times, so that's all I can really think of. Where are they in the standings? They are the 11th seed in the West. Yeah, I guess it's a good pickup for Sacramento, but we'll just keep going on. This is probably my favourite trade of the day, and that is Rajon Rondo to the Clippers. I think it's getting a little bit foreshadowed by the other trades. This is a massive win for the Clippers. This really does put them in that same caliber as, or at least close to the same caliber as the Lakers and the Nets. Actually, in my opinion, I think the Nets are all in their own category altogether. But Rajon Rondo to the Clippers is huge. Hawks get Lou Williams and 2 second-round picks. I did see something about Lou Williams. He was pretty upset to find out he was traded. I get that. He'd be played pretty well. But I also think the Hawks they're gonna be really happy with that pickup as well. The Hawks are looking really good this season, just quietly. I think they're basically a playoff lock. And now we get to my Celtics. We received Evan Fournier for Jeff Teague and 2 second-round picks from Orlando. I really like this. I am sort of disappointed we didn't do much else. I know we got Mo Wagner and some other guy. I forget his name. Mo Wagner actually played today against the Bucks. He played well. I think he made it's funny, he made the 3 that Daniel Tice missed last game for the game. And yeah. So that's tough. But yep, Evan Fournier got traded to the Celtics for Jeff Teague, 2 second-round picks. I do like it. 20 points per game. I think it's 3 or 4 assists per game, 3 rebounds. It's a bit complicated because he's used to being a second option on the Magic, and he's going on to Boston. He's going to be 4th at best. You've obviously got your 2 J's, Kemba, and then he's going to be competing against Marcus Smart. Kemba is getting managed quite well at the moment, so he is going to see quite a few starts. But when playoffs come around and everybody's healthy, hopefully, I'm not sure if he's going to be a starter or on the bench. It's hard to tell, but I do really like that pickup. I just wish we did a little bit more. Matt Thomas to the Jazz. Raptors get a future second-round pick. Not much really to analyze there. There's a 3-team deal. The Philadelphia gets George Hill. The Knicks gets Terrence Ferguson. And the Thunder get Tony Bradley, Austin Rivers, and 2 second-round picks for 2025 and 2026. Bit of a win for Philly. George Hill's a really good pickup. Not that Philly needs him, but it is a good pickup for them. Knicks, sure. I'm not really sure what they're doing. And Thunder, they're just stacking. They're just getting their picks, so they're pretty happy with that. But yeah, so now we're up to Portland. So the Portland Trail Blazers get Norm Powell. This is a pretty big pickup for the Trailblazers. Norman Powell is super underrated. I drafted him pretty early in our NBA fantasy draft. In the playoffs too, he really performs. So yeah, Trailblazers huge win, and they only gave up Gary Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood. I know Gary Trent Jr. is actually a pretty good player, and he's been playing all right lately. But yeah, huge pickup for the Blazers. There's a couple other ones. And then we get the Celtics again. We get Mo Wagner. It was a bit of a weird how we got him. It was a bit weird. So it was a 3-way trade with the Wizards and the Bulls and the Celtics. The Bulls got Daniel Tice, Troy Brown Jr. Wizards get Chandler Hutchinson and Daniel Gafford, and the Celtics get Moritz Wagner, and Luke Cornett, that's the one. I sort of forgot about him. You never know. He might actually come out, surprise me. I'd love that. I'd love to have to eat my words, but honestly, not that big of a deal. But Mo Wagner's, I think, a good little pickup. A little bit extra on the bench, but it does hurt to see Tice go. I personally love Tice. If he made that game-winning shot probably would have bought a Celtics jersey on the spot. But we're getting to a bit more of the juicy trades now. Aaron Gordon is going to the Denver Nuggets. I think this is a huge pickup for the Nuggets. Defensively, Aaron Gordon can provide a lot of value for them, especially when they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be up against pretty strong wings in Paul George, Kawhi. If they come against the Clippers, which I can assume they will at some point. Yeah, that's a good pickup. They're sort of doing it for the short term, which is, I think that's what the Nuggets. If I'm the Nuggets, I'm going all in, or almost all in. And the Magic got Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and a first round pick. And then to arguably the biggest trade of the night, Vucevic to Chicago. The Bulls are a playoff lock now. If the Bulls don't make the playoffs, it's a bust season. Currently, I'll check what their standings are, but I believe they're the 10th seed right now. So they're quite below 500. They're 19-24. There's still plenty of games left. And Vucevic, Zach LaVine and Vucevic, wow. What a little duo they've got there. If they don't make the playoffs, I'll be extremely surprised. And maybe even a little playoff run. But the Bulls just got a whole lot better. And the Magic, they're just getting Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and a couple first-round picks in 21 and 23. JaVale McGee is going to Denver as well. I think that's a good pickup for the Nuggets. He's still playing alright. Not as well as they used to, obviously, and the Cavaliers get 2 second-round picks. We've also got a couple more trades with Sacramento. The Clippers get one future second-round pick, and the Kings received a player who I can't pronounce his name, but I'll give it my best shot. Mfiondu Kabengele. Mfiondu Kabengele. I'm guessing that's it. I'll try my best. Spurs, they traded for Marquise Chris, and the Warriors received Caddy Lane. We're getting a couple. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but these are a bit random trades. But I'm going through all of them. The Kings received Delon Wright, and the Pistons received a couple second-round picks. And Corey Joseph. There's a bit of a bigger trade. PJ Tucker is going to the Bucks. That's a good pickup for them. But it's sort of concerning. The East, all the teams are getting better. But, it feels like the Celtics are sort of just staying. I know we got Fournier, but we lost Tice. And Tice was really good. Oh, and I completely forgot. The Bulls have him now. The Bulls have Daniel Tice as well. That's massive. So that means the Bulls have got Zach LaVine, Vucevic, and probably off the bench they got Tice, who's had a bit of not really a breakout season, but he's turned a corner this season. He's been shooting really well from 3. The Bulls are a really good team to be watching from now on. Myers letting go to the Thunder. I believe he's gone. I believe they don't plan to sign him, but he's there. He's technically a part of the team. And look, that's Derrick Rose. So that's a bit of an older trade. We're getting to the older ones now. But yeah, Derrick Rose to the Knicks. Love that. Love that for him. He needed to get out of Detroit. But I still would love to see Derrick Rose in a Celtics jersey, or even back on the Bulls. I know some people cringe at the thought of that, but I'd love it. And last trade was Hamidou Diallo to Detroit for a 2027 second round pick for the OKC. So a lot of trades happened, but sort of disappointing that there weren't any more big blockbuster trades that we were really looking for. But my biggest takeaways out of this is the Chicago Bulls are coming in hot. Vucevic is 30, so he's not. I wouldn't say he's old, but he's definitely not young. So that puts a bit of a timeline, a bit of a watch on the Bulls now, unless they're going to try and use him as a future asset to trade, which I highly doubt it. But so now we've got a timeline for the Bulls. We didn't really have one before because obviously you got Levine, but that doesn't lock it. But it seems like now the Bulls have a timeline, and it's about 5 years, maybe 4 years, but I'd say about 5 for them to make a push for a conference finals. The conference championship probably is what I'd probably place them at, but you never know. But it is exciting to see the Bulls back into it. Bucks are better. Miami Heat are also coming in hot. The East is just getting better and better. 2 seasons ago, the East was pretty pathetic. I mean, not 2, maybe 3 seasons ago was when LeBron was in there. But the East is getting better. Definitely not on the same caliber as the West, but they're getting better. Celtics, stoked that we got Fournier, but still very sad we lost Tice. But out of all the teams he went to the Bulls. I love the Bulls, so I'm very happy for him. And I'm excited to watch them, and I'm excited to watch Daniel perform on the Bulls. Because, I mean, Chicago's a much bigger market. Oh, yeah, Chicago would be a bigger market than Boston for sure. It's one of the biggest in the league. So at least more people will be exposed to, like, obviously he's not fantastic, but what he can do, which is good for him. Same as Vucevic. He had to get out of Orlando. And a bit of a underrated, like it's been a bit foreshadowed by everything else, but Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets, that's massive. That's gonna really highlight and shine through in the playoffs, because he's gonna be a huge factor. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know it's a bit of a longer video, but if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Shout out Connor, coming for your championship, baby. Alright, cheers.